Oh, I didn't see you come in. Welcome to ASMR Kitchen. Today we are on episode number 3 of our Italian tradition tutorials. We've already done lesson 1, which was spaghetti. Lesson 2 was spaghetti with sauce. And today is spaghetti with sauce and meatballs. Let's get started. For today's recipe, we're going to need noodles, a pre-made sauce, as this is a beginner's course, onion, ground beef, salt, pepper, and pots, pans, and a tray. Alright, we're going to start with boiling the pasta, so we're going to need a pan, some water, alright, that should be enough. And then we're going to bring this to a boil and then add our noodles. Alright, now that our water's boiling, we're just going to take our spaghetti. We're not making too much spaghetti. Alright, so that should be about enough. And while this cooks, we are going to go make our meatballs. Alright, so now we are going to prep the meatballs. Our first step is to mix 1/4 cup of milk with 1/4 a cup of breadcrumbs, so we can get a nice coating for our meatballs. Alright, so here's 1/4 a cup breadcrumbs into our mixing bowl. As well as 1/4 a cup of milk. You can multiply or divide this recipe as need arises. Alright, here's our 1/4 cup of milk. We're just going to mix this together and set it aside. Let the breadcrumbs absorb the milk. Alright. In the next step, we are going to need an egg. Alright, we are just going to use a pre-opened egg. Alright, so we need 1 egg into our large mixing bowl. As well as some salt and pepper. Give this a little mix. So mix this together. And now, my favorite part, we are going to add the meat. Don't need all of this, so we're just going to use half. Alright. These are going to be some spicy meatballs. just gonna add the meat straight into the mixture. We're gonna mix it together by hand, just like that. Get everything all introduced to each other. Now you don't want to overwork the meat, so we're just gonna mix it until everything is just barely mixed together. All right, so we're gonna go wash our hands. All right, and the next step is we are going to cut these. So after adding the onions, the final thing we need to add to our meatballs is our breadcrumbs. Just like that. And then we're gonna mix all of it together while remembering not to overwork our meat, because we do not want the proteins to break down. Want to get some close-ups of this? All right, now that everything's mixed together, we are going to be shaping our meatballs. So that's as simple as it sounds. You just take a handful of your meat and you turn it into a ball. We're going to be making, let's say, 6 for the portion of spaghetti that we have prepared. Let's see. Here's number 3. Listen to that. It's nice and moist. These are going to be some spicy meatballs. Let's see. All right. And now we'll cook these when we're ready to cook the sauce. All right, now our meatballs are prepared and ready to be cooked, and our spaghetti is also almost done. So today we are going to be cooking the meatballs in the sauce. You can also bake them, but for simplicity's sake, we will be cooking them in the sauce. Okay. Okay, and while we wait for the sauce to heat up, we can add our meatballs one at a time. Give them a little room to mingle with the marinara. Alrighty. And while this cooks, our pasta should be done, and then we'll add the pasta to the sauce and it'll be ready to serve. Alright, so the pasta's done, so we just have to strain it. Let's grab our strainer and bring it over to the sink. Alright, here's our noodles. And we can remove the meatballs from the heat. You can tell they're done because of the way they are. Let's get ready to plate this. All right, now that we've got everything prepared, we just need a plate to serve it on, and we can enjoy our spaghetti with sauce and meatballs. So let's grab ourselves a plate here. It's oh, my Sharon! I thought I told Sharon to clean this up. Oh! Now that we have our plate, let's get ready to go serve our meatballs. Alright, now that it's all ready, let's get some plates out and serve this stuff up. Get a little bit of pasta. It's looking good. And then that plate. We'll top this off with a meatball and some sauce. Ooh, look at that. And a little bit of sauce on there. Just a little bit, not a lot. You don't want too much sauce on your spaghetti, unless you do. Same thing, one meatball, little bit of sauce, just a little bit. And then we'll top this off with a little bit of grated Parmesan. That is looking good. Now let's try this. Alrighty. It's pink in the middle. Okay, alright. Let's try this out. That's a spicy meatball. Well, this has been ASMR Cooking Part 3. So, if you've been doing this tutorial along with the video, well then, bon appetit, bellissimo.